Great, Kirsty Cardy, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to be here at Zomato, and it's a cool vibe you've got going on.
It is, yeah. Welcome to the office.
Yeah.
Zomato HQ, we call it. Have a good time here.
Awesome. And how long have you been involved with the business for now?
About a year, coming up a year in just a couple of days.
Okay, and you enjoying it?
Love it. Absolutely a passion. Work to live, live to work. It's all absolutely live to work for me.
Awesome. And what's the best thing about it for you?
The people.
People?
Yeah, we've got a really great team here. Everyone's really focused on what they're doing, and we all knuckle down but work hard and play hard.
Yeah.
Achieving great things, I think it makes everyone really happy and proud of what they're doing.
Yeah, fantastic. Oompher is all about inspiring people to achieve extraordinary things. So who and what during your life and career has inspired you?
Oh, during my life, my dad. He has had a number of knocks and just jumped back on the horse and kept on trying, and he's a very successful man over lots of different ventures. Moving into career, Simon Gold. I worked with him a little bit after Masterchef, and he's got his hands in lots of pies, but they're all handled really nicely. And it just goes to show that you can diversify your passions within an industry and follow your dreams no matter which facet of that industry you're going to. So always lived by his mantra.
Awesome. And when did you first become interested in cooking and the food industry as a whole?
Probably a year or two before I was on Masterchef.
Okay.
So I was a mum, I had kids at home, and because of that, the dinner parties were always at my place. I couldn't really go out a lot, so I got really excited about showing people amazing food when they'd come over for dinner, plating that up really nicely, and just making people happy by giving them a good meal.
Okay. And when you were growing up, did you cook a lot as well as like a youngster, or did it kind of come later?
No, I didn't really cook a lot as a youngster, but I was always entrepreneurial and I liked cooking. So I had a little side hobby when I was 7 and made cupcakes and sold them down my local dairy.
Yeah, awesome.
But that was about it. Mum did dinner.
Yeah. And why Masterchef? Why did you decide to get into that?
Well, I had my kids, and I always said that when the youngest turns 5 and goes to school, so both of them are at school, then I'd launch my career again.
Okay.
So I'd spent some time at home with them, and I thought, what better way to do it than to get some great networks, get some exposure, and really find out where I want to be.
Yeah. And from that whole MasterChef experience, obviously it aired in 2010 and it was a great show. So what for you would you say is one of the biggest takings away from that show for you?
Sure, the network and the contacts that I made, but also how to handle yourself under pressure. So there's a lot of pressure on the show with the cameras in your face and the judges trying to talk to you as you're focusing on what you're doing. But you just have to maintain being cool, calm and collected, focus on what you're doing, and it gives you the best result.
Okay, and what would you say for people out there who are wanting to get into the food industry and cooking and so on, what would you say are 2 or 3 tips that you reckon you've learned from that show in regards to actually cooking that you would pass on to people?
One of the biggest ones is actually to use more salt.
Okay, right.
Which isn't the healthiest option. No, don't recommend it all the time.
Yeah.
But it was banged into us by the judges again and again and again, seasoning, so salt and pepper.
Okay.
But how to bring out the flavour in the food, so to boost the flavour. You can make a carrot puree, but you can make it better if you add your right seasonings to it, a bit of stock and things like that.
Okay.
Presentation, we all eat with our eyes, that's a big part of it.
Right.
And it actually makes the whole meal more enjoyable.
Yeah. Fantastic. And I'm keen to talk more about the place we are now at Zomato. Can you tell me a bit more about the company and what the app does and how it helps consumers and so on?
First and foremost, we're a restaurant discovery platform, so we're all about search, finding the great places to eat around you. So you can do that by refining by what's open near you, what's open late at night, any of the filters that you're looking for. So if you're vegan, if you're looking for live music or Wi-Fi, any type of cuisine, Japanese pizza.
Cool. And like nightclubs and stuff as well, you said?
Absolutely, does bars and pubs as well.
Cool. So if you're sitting there at sort of 10 o'clock at night studying and you want to eat but you don't really know where to go, you can just see what's open?
Yeah, exactly. And it's got all of the menus, photos, user photos of the ambience and the dishes, so you really know what you're getting into before you go there.
Awesome. And just in terms of some of the numbers, I mean, in 10,000 cities around the world, 22 countries and about 1 million restaurants on board, it's growing pretty fast.
Absolutely.
So what do you reckon are the areas within the restaurant industry that this company is most well positioned to sort of disrupt in the future?
I'm glad you asked that question. Search and discovery is what we do at the moment, and it's always going to be the heart of what we do, is providing the menus for these places so that people know what to eat. But we're going to take it one step further and provide online ordering and table reservations and also cashless payments in the future.
Okay, awesome. So the cashless payments, can you tell us a bit more about that? Because that's pretty cool.
It's really cool, really excited. So what that means is that you'll be able to go to a restaurant, sit down at your table and open a tab. So your order will be sent straight to the kitchen. and then you'll be able to pay for it and walk out. So it takes 10-15 minutes to settle a bill at the moment. It saves waiting in line behind a group of people that are all trying to split the bill.
Yeah, exactly. So you reckon over the next 5 years that will be a huge change to the industry and most people will be doing something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Look at how well people have adopted Uber.
Yeah.
Leave your wallet at home, you take the photo of the card once, it gets securely stored, and you never have to worry about it again.
Yeah. Are there any other areas in the restaurant or food industry that you think will be, innovated and so on over the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think the restaurant industry as a whole is a little bit behind in the tech space.
Okay.
So Zomato is the only company in the world that's trying to achieve what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And we call that food tech. And what that is an all-encompassing end-to-end model that takes care of all of the little nuances of running a restaurant. So we've got a point-of-sale system that we'll be offering to restaurants, and that covers inventory management and their staffing, as well as all the dishes, making them available in real time to the chefs. So if they've got a special of the day they want to pop up there, then it's instantly available to the diners as well.
Yeah.
So it's a seamless end-to-end solution for them.
Okay, and I just want to talk a bit about the company here in New Zealand, because again, it's growing pretty fast. How fast has it been growing since you started?
How fast?
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember, it's too fast now. How many people did we get in yesterday?
Yeah.
Look, we want to hire 100 people in the next couple of months.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've currently got around about 10 a month joining
Awesome.
us.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And what have you learned from running this business? I mean, you must have learned a lot of stuff about growing businesses and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. People is the key.
Okay.
So without a great team, you can't do great things.
Okay. Yeah, and what type of people are you wanting to employ here for when people are looking at the jobs, people are looking to get jobs? I mean, what would be a good cultural fit with Zomato?
It's funny, actually, culture fit is the number one on our hiring sheets. That is exactly what we look for.
Okay.
And what that is attitude and passion.
Right.
You can't train that. And we've all got an amazingly dedicated team because everyone's so passionate about the product. They know how good it is. They know that we're doing great things for the food industry and the users as well. So we want people that are going to come in and share our passion for what we're doing and food.
Awesome. So if someone's wanting to find out more about where to get jobs, where should they go? What's the best place to look?
Zomato.com/careers.
Okay, and all the jobs are up there when you listen?
Yeah, absolutely. No experience necessary.
Awesome. I'm just going to change the focus a little bit. I just want to talk more about your advice for people wanting to get into the food industry in terms of cooking and becoming chefs. So when you look at amazing chefs from across the world or from within New Zealand, and we've talked about Simon Galt as an example, what are the key things that you notice that these chefs do differently to everyone else?
I think dedication is the biggest one. These guys work really hard. It stems from passion and personality. So knowing what you want to do, having the passion to do it, but the dedication to follow it through. Chefing's one of those things, the food industry in general is that you've always got to learn. There's always something new to learn. So you've just got to get stuck in and keep doing it. And I think that's what really sets apart the guys that have been super successful and the ones that are still struggling a little bit.
Okay. Except practicing, what would you say are some of the other things that you recommend young people do to become more skilled at cooking?
Sure. With practicing, but aligning yourself with someone is a good idea.
Okay.
So finding a mentor and taking inspiration from them, by no means copying them. I think the biggest thing is that people are trying to replicate other people's dishes,
Right.
and they're losing their own personality in that.
Okay.
Cooking is an expression of art. So you put your heart on a plate, we've all heard those sayings. It's a little bit cheesy, but it's true to an extent. If you really take your own learnings from what other people inspire you to do,
Yep.
I think you'll always win.
Okay, so with recipe books, look at them and learn from them, but don't try and just copy everything everyone else is doing. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to read the recipe books because they'll give you those building blocks. How to make a basic white sauce.
Yeah.
And all those basics.
Right.
Technique, and then you adapt it and add your own personality onto those classics.
Yeah, and you talked about mentors and stuff as well. What's your advice for young chefs and so on trying to find a mentor? What's the best way to go about that?
I think you just naturally resonate with certain people. So if you see a chef on TV that you like, or you've been to someone's restaurant and you like every dish on the menu, it kind of gives you a good direction on which style that you're going to be more aligned to.
Yeah, and is travelling important as well? Going around the world and looking at different cultures and foods, is that a big part of it, do you think? Or can you do it all with the internet, I guess, these days? Everything's probably here.
Well, nothing beats the experience of actually going there and trying it for yourself.
Yeah.
I think we're really spoiled for choice in New Zealand, given that we're so multicultural. We do have a lot of really authentic cultural influences in our our food. You know, we've got some really genuinely authentic Chinese restaurants and Malaysian restaurants, Indian restaurants, so you can go and experience those flavors.
Yeah.
If you can go out and travel, the difference will be the produce in those countries. So by all means do it, because nothing will beat getting those original herbs and spices or whatever it is from those regions.
Okay.
Or cheese from Italy.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. And when you're looking at getting into the industry, do you always recommend people go to university and study food, or do you think if you've got a real passion, you can just get out there and start working on it?
That's a really interesting question. It's very subjective.
Okay.
I think I'm always a big advocate for education, because you can always fall back on it if you change your mind, or if you want to deviate a little bit. I was chefing, and I've got mixed now, luckily, the food and the business together. So I couldn't have done that without an education, and it's nice that I've got that to fall back on.
Yeah.
If you are really passionate and you want to go and follow your dream now, or an amazing opportunity lands in your lap, perhaps give it a try. You can always come back to studying later.
Okay, and just before we can do our quick fire questions, I said one more question on the mentoring we just briefly talked about. I meant to ask this a couple of minutes ago. Was you mentioned how if you see someone on TV, reach out to them and so on. What's the best way to get in the door with if there's like a Simon Gold or someone from your experience? What's the best way to get in the door and position yourself as someone who they should give time to?
Sure. Other than getting on Masterchef, look, make yourself known. If you've got the passion, if you've got the dedication, then you'll be posting it on your Facebook page all the time. Or you'll be trying really hard to get a job at the Sugar Club with Peter Gordon, or at Astro, so that Josh Emmett walks in and you can show him yourself, your dishes. So I think no matter who you like, even if they've got a restaurant or not, if you've got the passion and you're putting yourself out there, they will find you. Yeah,
fantastic. Okay, and we'll just head into the quick fire questions to finish off. What's your favourite restaurant in Auckland?
Badoozi.
Badoozi, okay.
It's got that good mix of really good food in a really casual, laid-back environment, and a great wine list and great staff as well.
Awesome. And favourite dish to cook for you?
Anything seafood.
Seafood.
It's fun to go out and buy the fresh stuff down the seafood market. It kind of reminds me of summer. It's really quick. I think people overcook seafood too much, so it's quite quick to cook. Okay. And it's delicious.
Yeah. Okay. And top food tip? Did it come back to add more salt or cooking tip, I should say?
I can't keep saying add more salt. That's that's not very healthy. They're actually fresh produce. So I know most chefs say this, but going and choosing the ripest, freshest in-season produce is going to give you the best flavour. So it's all about getting the maximum flavour from the ingredients that you're using.
Awesome. Okay. And in summary, what would your top sort of 2 to 3 bits of advice be for people wanting to make a career in food? What would you say? The most important.
Keep the passion, and most importantly, things will knock you down, and that's just life, no matter which career path you're choosing. But when they do, it's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it afterwards. So pick yourself up and keep going. It's those people with perseverance and dedication, they're the guys that are going to make it.
Yeah, fantastic. And what's one fundamental truth that you believe to be true that not many people agree with you on?
I think it's that you can accomplish anything. So a lot of people believe that the successful people had a lucky break, or they were given a head start by somebody, and think, poor me, it's my background, or whichever it is. But I said to myself when I was a little girl, I will be successful. And my friends used to laugh and say, how do you know you're going to have a super yacht? Not that I've got a super yacht yet. But I said to them, it's because I'm not going to stop till I get there. And so I put my mind to it, kept on focusing, and I think that more people should live by that. What would you attempt to do if you know you couldn't fail?
Okay, fantastic. And last question before we finish off, what state of mind or quality of mind do you think has best served you in your career? So some people say like hunger or desire or passion or learning. For you, what do you think the state of mind has been that served you best?
Being resilient.
Okay.
Because there are knocks and challenges on the way. It's how you handle them and use them as learnings, because they all make you stronger.
Awesome. So to finish off, Kirsty, can you look down this camera here and tell us, what are your wise words for the people of New Zealand?
Keep trying, be passionate, and be positive along the way. So it's all about attitude.
Fantastic. Kirsty Cardy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, appreciate it.